Hey guys, welcome back to the WODDoc Project 365, episode 679. Today what we're doing is a little bit of a squat mobility. It's a nice little rocking warm-up that you can use with classes. I would consider this a moderate warm-up or a moderate to advanced warm-up. The reason being is because it requires the athlete to be able to sit down into the hole, into the bottom of the squat. So if we don't have that or we're not there quite yet, this isn't the drill for you. But if you do have this, this is a great way to warm yourself up. Sorry, I got some bugs flying around here. The mayflies are out. But back onto the topic. So the first thing that we're gonna do here is we're just gonna drop down into our air squat position. And this is kind of like where we do our prayer squat challenge. We haven't done that in a while. I'm probably gonna have to throw that on there coming up soon. But so we kind of get into this position where if we're able to, and this is kind of the requirements on the starting position for this, is that we want both our toe and heel balanced, right? So I don't want to be all the way up onto my toes, and I don't want to have to turn my toe out all the way, right? So I want to be on a nice balanced foot. I should be able to wiggle my toes, right? That gives me a good idea that I'm fairly balanced right there. But at the same time, I still want to be able to keep my torso up. Now here's where the mobility kind of comes in, and here's where I can start this rocking challenge, okay? Now you're gonna pick a knee. In this case, I'll just start with my right, okay? So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna shift some of my weight onto my left side, okay? As I do that, my right knee is going to drop, and I'm gonna replace some of that weight onto my right knee. Now, if you see this, come around onto this side over here. As you see this, what two things happen here is on my left side, I'm still on a balanced foot, right? I can still wiggle my toes. On my right side, okay, my toes are kind of pulled up and pointed. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to plantar flex, right? Which is basically extending the ankle, right? Plantar flex. So now that sucker is laid down and I can kind of cover it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to transfer my weight so that all my weight comes down and it's kind of driving my ankle flat right here. If I need to, right, if this is too much for me, I go ahead and place my hand down. That moderates the pressure. So I'm looking for if I have too much pressure in the ankle, knee, or hip, okay? But if I don't, I'm okay with that. I'm just going to go ahead, I'm going to drive that sucker down as much as I can, okay? And I'm going to get comfortable in that position, but I'm not going to stay there that long because I need to transfer onto the other side. So as I transfer onto the other side, if I have to, I can place my hand down. But ideally, what I'd like to be able to do is transfer my weight back onto my left side, right? The weight's going to come off my right side. My knee's going to be able to now come back up, okay? And now as I'm in this position now it's time for the left side to do the same thing. So I'm going to transfer a little bit of weight onto my right side. My left knee is going to go ahead and transfer down. Notice that my right foot still stays balanced, right? So I can still wiggle my toes. My heels are still onto the ground. This leg right here is pushed up into a whole bunch of dorsiflexion, or my ankle's pushed up into a whole bunch of dorsiflexion. So as I keep the weight on this side, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and extend that ankle or plantar flex that ankle. And now I can go ahead, I can switch all the weight onto this side, right? And I'm looking for the same things here. Is there too much pressure on my ankle, too much pressure in my knee, or too much pressure in my hip? Hopefully there isn't. And even if I'm tight, now this is the complete rocking cycle, right? So I'm going to come back up, transfer the weight onto here. I want to make sure that I keep my heel down onto the ground, a nice balanced foot. And I come up and I'm back into that bottom of the squat position, okay? Now this could become a more fluid motion, all right, where I just kind of keep that nice constant but steady pace, constant and steady pace. So I'll go back to the right side, knee comes down, ankle plantar flexes, and I go ahead and rock onto that side. I come down and back, weight transfers onto the left side, right knee comes up, left knee comes down, plantar flex, roll onto that side again, roll onto the left side, weight goes on here, crushes and extends the ankle and flexes the knee, and I'm also looking at a little bit of hip mobility, okay? Come on back, and I come on back up, all right? So that would be a complete cycle. I'll show you one time now without necessarily talking. And that's what one repetition would look like. Guys, what I'd like you to try to do to warm up for your squats, whether it's squat cleans, squat snatches, or just regular, any type of squatting activity, is go ahead and try this rocking motion back and forth from left and right. See how it feels, see if it opens up your hips, especially your ankles and your knees, okay? Hope this helps you out, guys, and until tomorrow, we are optimizing function to optimize performance.